Team bosses are basically the number one guys when it comes to team decisions, and when they have something to say about other drivers, it's usually worth a lot. Max Verstappen isn't the exception, as the reigning world champion captured the attention of the F1 world in his debut in 2016, winning his first race with Red Bull. But what do team bosses actually think of him as a driver? Stick around until the end of this video to find out. Mattia Binotto, the team principal of Ferrari, shared his thoughts on Max Verstappen and what kind of a driver he is in his eyes. Binotto has been part of Ferrari since 1995 and has replaced Marco Mattiacci, who was the team principal from 2014 to 2019. Binotto was able to bring back Ferrari on the winning path this year, after the team struggled a lot, especially in 2020, finishing P6 in the Constructors' Championship. Asked about Verstappen, Binotto said, "Max is a fantastic driver. He's very talented, he's very fast, and I think he's a good boy," said Binotto, who also spoke about the championship fight in 2021, saying, "I always cheer for ourselves at Ferrari, but I also cheer for Max because I think it is good for sport to break the status quo. It's an exciting battle. First of all, they're two extraordinary drivers and very talented. If I had to make a bet though, I think Lewis wins. I say this because I think Mercedes wins. They're a solid team, and they have shown that they are in recent years," finished Binotto. Well, Binotto has missed his bet, as Mercedes won only in the Constructors' Championship, but not in the Drivers' category in 2021. We can see that he respects Max, and the respect has risen much more this year because of the rivalry between Leclerc and Ferrari in general. The next on our list is Günther Steiner, the HAAS principal. After 2 excruciating years for HAAS, they are back on track as they scored some decent points in the last few races. Not just that, Schumacher was able to score his first career points in Silverstone, followed by a P6 finish in Austria. Steiner has so much to look forward to this year, and he shared his opinion regarding the last year's battle between Max and Hamilton, as well as the fight that Schumacher had with Verstappen at Silverstone this year. "Red Bull is doing a good job, and it is possible for Red Bull to win. I think a lot of Max Verstappen especially. He can do it. He has enough experience despite his age to be a champion. He also doesn't need to race as aggressively and attackingly anymore because he has a really good car now. Max is the driver to beat. Why? Because he scores more points," added Steiner in 2021 when the battle was ongoing between him and Hamilton. This year, Mick Schumacher and Verstappen were fighting for P7 in Silverstone, as the Dutchman found himself in that position after sustaining severe damage to his floor from debris. When asked about the battle, Steiner said, "I enjoyed it. I'm pretty happy with a solid P8 and I'm not upset that we didn't achieve 7th. Mick fought for it, but he fought one of the best, if not the best, for that position. In the end, he brought home P8s and his first points, which is very good," finished Steiner. Next on our list is Otmar Szafnauer, the team principal of Alpine. He started his career as a team principal in Force India, which then transformed into Racing Point and Aston Martin. Szafnauer left the team at the end of the final season when it was told to him that he wouldn't have the same responsibilities he had prior to now. When asked about the 2021 fight, Otmar said, "It's tricky. Think from a fan's perspective, because I speak to fans often. They find the intrigue in not knowing who's going to win the championship quite entertaining. Hamilton is very experienced and knows how to win championships. Verstappen, however, is very fast, so we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. We still have a quarter of the season left. After that, we'll know," added Otmar. He was the team boss of Racing Point Force India in 2018 when Ocon and Verstappen collided after the Frenchman tried to unlap himself in Brazil. This cost Verstappen the P1 spot, and after the race, he was fuming and had an argument with Ocon in the garage. Verstappen went on to call him a straightforward idiot, and stuff like that didn't sit well with Otmar, as he said, "Esteban came out of the pit lane. Max lapped us. We had the tire advantage of the fresh super softs. Esteban was a good 2 laps behind Verstappen. He asked us if he could round back because he was being held up. Verstappen just had to manage the tires and drive to the finish. That's why we gave Esteban radio permission to overtake him," said Otmar, who also spoke about Verstappen attack, saying, "That worries me. Why didn't he just let it go? There was absolutely no reason for Verstappen to fight back. Hamilton was no danger in the slower car. How often has Hamilton won the title? 5 times. Why is he 5 times the title holder? Because he's not only fast, but also clever. He drives with his head. How often was Vettel world champion? 4 times. because he's not just fast, but is also clever. And how many does Verstappen have so far? Asked Otmar in an interview in 2018. Toto Wolff is probably the one that you've been patiently waiting for in this video. Ever since last year, the tensions between Mercedes and Red Bull grew to a boiling point in Abu Dhabi. We've seen how Wolff smashed his headset in Jeddah after Verstappen brake-checked Hamilton, and we've seen him pointing the finger at the camera after Hamilton passed Verstappen in Brazil while taking a new engine and starting dead last. But nothing could have prepared us for Abu Dhabi and the infamous "No Mikey, no, that is so not right." However, Wolff congratulated Verstappen on the championship win, and although he didn't admit it at first, when he cooled his head, he said that Verstappen deserved it. Max is also doing a fantastic job. He's probably driving better than the car is actually capable of bringing. Max is definitely a fantastic star for the future, but he's not alone. It's great that we have a fight between two outstanding drivers and the championship has swung in both directions. Yes, we love the battle. It's just what the doctor ordered after the past 7 years, added Wolff. However, that was in 2021, and in 2022, Wolff had some interesting thoughts about Verstappen and how he feels about Red Bull being the best team on the grid currently. Last year, Max drove a worse car to the maximum and won the title. Now, he has the fastest car. Everything is easier for him, and the pendulum is swinging in his favor. Things at Mercedes are mixed. We still don't understand our car. We had a really good day at Friday practice in Miami and were among the fastest. On Saturday, everything was suddenly different again. Minimal changes in the setup have a big impact, added Wolff earlier in 2022. Frederic Vasseur is the team principal of Alfa Romeo, the team that is currently in a lot of talks about being bought out by Audi from 2026 and onward. Vasseur is one of the rare people that could witness this rivalry directly from the pits. As he said, "I remember Max perfectly when he was racing go-karts. He went directly to F3 where he was strong. He has become stronger and stronger in F1, maybe not in terms of pure pace, but in terms of everything else. He's a strong guy who gets the job done," said Vasseur, who also added his opinion on the 2021 championship fight. "It's difficult to know that. It's a very tight fight. Every single small event could decide the championship, but I will say Lewis to make it 1-1 with Günther. I think Lewis was capable to manage this kind of situation in 2007 and 2008. He's a competitor, and I have fear for him. He will be a fighter until the end," said Vasseur. It's safe to say that Verstappen enjoys a lot of respect from team bosses. He became the youngest ever driver to race in F1 before even having a driver's license at 17 years old. With Toro Rosso, he became the youngest ever driver to score points in F1. After beating Hamilton last year for the championship, Max has established himself as the future and the present of this sport. Verstappen is probably the guy that you would love to have on your team, but you would hate to race against, which we've kind of seen from the team boss's comments. Let us know in the comments below how you feel about the reigning world champion. Check out the next video here. Take care and drive safely.